We're here because we because there are now no jobs to house this population because mechanization has made it fine. It used to take 200 people, now it takes 20 people. The environment is very polluted. So people are leaving in mass. So this land that people are very connected to is a place where their culture is built on. Their culture people are very proud of. It's really and built over generations and generations. They're now being lost and then moved to the city. So we're here in Wall Street. We're asking why it's necessary for companies to create these resource colonies that decimate communities just to bring electricity somewhere else, just to bring resources somewhere else. But where are those resources going?
I hear stuff going on.
We follow this change here with the
all the way from Long Island.
Some of the Wall Street people you talked to said they didn't even want the bailout. Everybody should be picketing Washington.
I mean, in a way, this is picketing Washington. I mean, this is happening all over the country, and we're not just here for Wall Street. I feel like we're here to make a message, give a message to Wall Street and the United States government saying that this is the source of where all the money is, and if you want to protect all your money, you want, JP Morgan Chase donated $4.6 million to NYPD because of this event. I feel like if I have Chase, my dad worked for Chase for 23 years, 25 years. There's a reason why everyone's here, and I should be a part of it. And if they don't have solutions, I want to bring in some solutions, because right now there's no motivation and there's no specific cause why everyone's here, and we all need to unite under a common goal, and a lot of people have been agreeing with all of these points, and I feel like if Wall Street can buy our politicians, we need new politicians.
And then, as a younger person, how do you feel about Medicare and Social Security and the fact you're going to be paying your whole life with?
The fact that I don't have medical insurance right now, and I'm a college graduate, and I went to school to be a teacher. Right now they're not hiring art teachers, and that's why I don't have a job right now. And I work for a restaurant, and it's a very, very wealthy restaurant. A lot of Wall Street people come down there, and I can't speak out to them at my job, so I need to come down here to speak out.
What'll happen though if Obamacare kicks in? I think they'll force you to pay for your own medical care, health care.
I hope it does.
It costs a lot of money.
I mean, I lost my health insurance. I had really great health insurance. I had Empire Blue Cross Blue Shield my whole life, and most of my life. And when I turned 26, I lost that. Or when I turned 25, I think I lost that.
Yeah.
And they extended it to 26, but by the time that went into effect, I was already 26. So I'm not affected by it. I don't have health insurance right now. I have to go to the hospital when I need to see a doctor. Yeah. And I don't think that's acceptable.
I mean, because the problem is when Obamacare kicks in.
For anyone.
They're scientists already doing it. I've asked Ron Paul about Article 5, and he dismissed it out of sight, out of hand. And he doesn't have time. He knows nothing about this. When it comes to solutions, Ron Paul's solution is let the free market somehow figure it all out. But as I asked this group earlier, and I ask you, have you heard anyone in the private sector explain how to create trillions of dollars every year for our country, not for a private corporation? Because all private corporations care about is making money for themselves.
The government shouldn't be in the business of making jobs.
Why? Let me ask a question. This is a very good point. This gentleman says the government shouldn't be in the business of making jobs. Doesn't the government need money? Where will we get the money? Okay, well, if we did this, we wouldn't need to pay taxes. We would have plenty of money we would earn around $3 to $4 trillion every year by this. Every year.
Why not stop it and buy the oil industry?
We're going to put the oil industry out of business.
Yeah, it's got to go down.
And the reason we are is we're going to arrest them and sue them for the medical damage.
Corporations, but the problem we have is corporatism in the government. Once you have the corporations that deal with the government, total power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, that's what's going on now.
I mean, the problem is that once you have corporations, then you don't have any legal redress to fight them because they're in bed with the government. The government's role is to stop fraud and protect our liberties. That's it.
Yeah, theoretically that's the case.
That's the way it works. That's the way it was until
it works. But for 200 years, our government has been bribed by corporations.
You might want to re-explain the proposed amendment. There's a lot of people in here.
Okay, let me explain it one more time. If you didn't get one of these sheets, take one. It's a 26-word amendment to the Constitution which says, we the people empower the majority of citizens to approve all legislation the Congress does, all executive orders from the White House, and all decisions and opinions from the Supreme Court. They are not law until the majority of citizens say they're law.
And we can do this through the internet. We can set up a simple internet program, a website that we all could vote on every single bill and every single politician that gets in the government. They don't want that to happen because it's a puppet government controlled by corporations for profit. That's what they're doing. They're fucking us all over. Who counts those votes though?
They are.
Who counts the votes on the internet?
Yeah, it's hard to have accountability.
It can be fully verified. You're issued a voter number, so you don't have to disclose who you are. And after you place your vote, you go online and look at that bill and make sure your number's there. That's how it should be done. And we should right now, when you don't know who won the last election, because the votes were counted in secret by a private corporation called ES&S and Diebold. They're all together. They're Republican sympathetic people, of course. But we have no idea who won the last election. We must have verifiable elections, and if we couldn't do it online and verify it properly, which I think we can, we could use paper ballots like we do in Canada. Paper ballots are fine, and we'll make the paper out of hemp. We should not be cutting down old growth trees to make toilet paper.
Hemp is,
I'm outraged at that. Why is hemp illegal? I'll tell you why. Because the Hearst family bought all kinds of forests, and they wanted to make a good return on their investment. And they got hemp made illegal. That is the problem. We have spent over $1 trillion putting our fellow citizens in prison because they use, quote, drugs, and yet alcohol, which does far more damage than any of those drugs, is perfectly legal. Well, it wasn't at one time, as you'll recall from Prohibition. What I don't understand is the people back then figured out real quick this ain't working. We've turned basically gangsters into millionaires. Now we're turning drug dealers into billionaires because of our laws. If you made drugs legal, the crime would disappear.
I think Mexico is so bad.
You would, oh, yeah. Who doesn't want it? I mean,
Well, I'm not sure.
the private sector prison corporations love putting people in prison.
Yeah.
That's how they make money. But we're going broke. We cannot afford it. A healthcare problem should not become a criminal problem. If someone's going to use drugs, and let's face it, almost everybody I know uses one kind of a drug or another. Most of them use alcohol, which attacks your brain, your liver, your organs. There isn't anything good about it.
There's more people a year than anything else. Yeah, but
We could get rid of those if the majority of citizens were in charge. I'm sorry?
It's your right to choose what goes into your body.
Yes, sir, it is. I support that. That's in, just like you have a right to choose how and when you want to die. Hell, we can't even let a murderer die a decent death. When I watched my mother waste away in a hospital bed, they wouldn't feed her. They forced her to waste away until she died. It took weeks. They couldn't give her a lethal injection and take the suffering away. I worked when I was a graduate student at the University of Colorado Medical Center. and I watch them torture people in those rooms to